Living in the end. Have you ever noticed every fairy tale, all the Disney movies, all these beautiful romantic movies that we see, especially around Christmas time, that they always have that last page where it says the end and they live happily ever after. And a lot of movies even do that, especially Christmas movies or romantic movies. The movie always ends in this wonderful scene where everyone's happy, laughing, in love, getting married. They have the house, the car, like everything is wonderful. And have you ever paid attention to how you feel when you're watching those movies at the end? Well, I want to show you an easy way to live in the end that is so fun and actually very natural to everyone. We do this all the time, every time you read a book or you watch TV or you watch a show. So stick with me because this is going to be fun. And for those of you who are new, or if you're returning, welcome. My name is Rose, and welcome to The Rosey Life, where we help you free your mind to allow your dreams to come true. And that is what I decided that The Rosey Life is we are freeing your mind and allowing your dreams to come true, because this is all it really takes, is freeing your mind of all the beliefs and crap so that the dreams can just flow through. So we're gonna learn how to do that easier and easier in every video, and in this one we're gonna get you started. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, you can go to RoseyLife.com, and if you would like to join the Rosey Life course and community, we level up with love in there, and we make a lot of shifts happen internally, and you can read all the success stories for yourself. Okay, so if you're interested, go to RoseyLife.com. And all right, so let's get talking about this. If you've ever seen the movie The Holiday, which is one of my favorite movies, okay, I watch that movie. I can watch that movie all year long. And the movie is about, two different actresses, and they exchange roles, meaning one goes to London and the other one goes to Los Angeles. They exchange homes, rather. And the premise of the movie, just to, I don't want to ruin it if you've never watched it, right? But the premise of the movie is that they were with their man acted all dumb, they broke up, they end up being like really sour on men, and they just want to get away. They want to move, get away from their town, and they're just like, the relationship thing is just horrible. They're both like, all they do is work, and they don't have success in their relationship life. So they switch homes, and they're like running away, and then of course they both end up meeting a man, falling in love, and then their perspective on men changes, because they realize, oh, not all guys are whatever. And you can flip this with women, with men, and all of that, okay? And then at the end of the movie, they have what they want. They're happy, they have balance in their life with career and whatever else. They find a way to balance everything that they want, and they live happily ever after. Okay, so I just love the movie. There's a lot more in it. But basically, this is any typical rom-com movie, right? Or a fairy tale book like Cinderella, Pocahontas, Snow White, all of the movies, they end up with what they want. And most of these are with their relationship. So why I love using The Holiday, because it's a very familiar movie to everyone, right? It's the typical movie. And I want you to realize that this is how we choose an end scene. A lot of people get caught up in the perfect scene, and it does not have to be perfect. So think about the movie, right? If you've seen a movie or you've seen the movie, you know how it ends, right? And that she ends up getting the guy, she ends up falling in love, and she ends up having the life she wants. And that is what we're doing, except we have this wonderful thing called the fast forward button. So if you pick up your remote and you're watching the movie, you can fast forward the movie, can't you? You can fast forward it to the very end if you wanted to, but what we're doing with manifesting is we're fast forwarding from the point where she gets mad and it breaks up with the person, or she gets dumped, I can't remember, right? To all the way to the end scene of where she's happy dancing with her man and they're just laughing and in love. Everything is wonderful. So from going from here to where she gets dumped to she's happy, laughing, dancing with the man of her dreams, right? Everything that happens in between there, right? You can internally, mystically, right? You within can fast forward through all of those scenes and go to the end. So let's say you're here and you want something, doesn't matter what it is, relationship, money, whatever. You go all the way to the end of your movie and decide, how does this movie end of mine? How does this scenario with this specific subject, how does it end? It's like, yes, I see I'm here. That's acceptance. And then you fast forward to the end of your movie. You're like, well, what is my end scene? Like, so you think of a movie like The Holiday. You're like, oh, well, it's Christmas, they're dancing and they're having a good time. And she's just like so happy and they're staring at each other all googly eyed. It's like, that's a scene, right? That could be a scene. Or it could be that you won the lotto. It could be that you won a car, or that you're just driving the car, or that it doesn't matter how it happens, right? It's just your experience. And what do you want to be experiencing? If you struggle with that, let's go back to the movie. At the end of your favorite movie, that just you feel so good at the end of the movie, right? Doesn't matter if it's rom-com or an action movie or whatever. At the end of the movie, notice you're going to feel a certain way, right? Like if you're at the movie theaters or at your house, right? You're going to feel a certain way. You might be like, you feel so good or excited or relief, or you just feel in love and you walk out of the movie theater like, yeah, right? That is an end scene, just that feeling. You don't even need to see anything. You don't need to have a visual. Just that feeling that you picked up on at the end of the movie, that could be an example of an end scene for you. If there's a movie that you like that resembles the life that you want. So you don't even have to create a scene of what you're doing, and is my right arm up and my butt cheek left, or my leg crossed to the left, but wait, I'm on the passenger seat. You get caught up in all that nonsense, and then you're just stuck in creating the perfect technique. Instead, if you just go for the feeling, or what would you be doing, or what would you be touching, or what would you be saying, or what, it's just something very quick, and it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, I want you guys to do this for yourself. Like, asking other people is cool for ideas, but then you get caught up in trying to imagine how they are imagining your end scene. Do you see? So this is a very personal end scene. So, but again, what happens? You do this. Let's say that you try this, right? You know where you are. Okay, you accept where you are right now. This is where I am. It's not what I choose, which is why you want something different, because you don't like where you are right now. That's okay. You still have to accept where you are right now, because like it or not, that's where you are. But then you choose your end scene. So let's say you have your end scene of you guys are dancing and it's New Year's Eve or whatever, and you're just so happy and googly-eyed into each other's eyes, and you just feel that, right? You feel that. It's about you, not about the money, not about the person, not about the car, the job, the house. It's about what you're experiencing. Okay? But what happens? All that middle part of the movie, you get hung up on, you get stuck on, right? You forget that you're holding the remote with a fast forward button, that you don't have to be concerned with all the things that are happening from where you are to that end scene. Instead, you take your finger off the fast forward button and you sit there and you actually just watch the movie painfully, not even enjoying it. And you don't have to fast forward the movie all the time. And what I mean by that is you can sit there and enjoy the movie, whatever's happening. You know that everything is leading you to your desire, because you already know that end scene, how that movie ends. But what happens is people get stuck in what is happening in 3D and around them, how they are feeling, the thoughts that they're having, what they're seeing, what they're hearing. All of those things, whether it's you're reacting internally to what you're seeing, and you're seeing things and you're just like, wait a minute, this is not what I want. I keep focusing on the end scene. Why am I seeing this? I keep focusing over here, but I keep seeing this. So the main message of this is that everything in the middle, everything that happens from the beginning to the end of the movie, right? All that stuff, right? It doesn't matter how many things in that movie, The Holiday, did go wrong, right? She got dumped, she found out he was with another girl, right? And she's like overworked and she's stressed and she goes in to stay in this little house and she's having all these dark thoughts. She can't relax, right? She's anxious. All of these things are going on in her mind, right? And it doesn't look good, right? It doesn't look good. And all of a sudden, something happens, something changes, right? So, and then the story of the two people starts evolving, right? Which leads to the end scene. However, if you're reacting to everything that is happening and you're making it mean that you're not going to get what you want, or here's the other thing, people start feeling desperate and then they start YouTube hopping, looking for different coaches to lock in a perfect, guaranteed technique or way of thinking or way of feeling or the perfect scene or something perfect or the perfect meditation to lock in the guarantee that they're going to get what they want. That now you are focusing on the middle still. You're focusing on the techniques. You're focusing on how is it going to happen. You're not even enjoying the ride on how it's coming to you. Do you see? So your focus now becomes on how can I deal with what's in front of me? How can I deal with feelings? How can I deal with feelings and thoughts and emotions? How can I deal with what I keep seeing and with my eyes or hearing? You're focused on what it is. Well, you don't have to deal with your thoughts. You don't have to deal with your feelings. You don't have to deal with anything because all you have to do is fast forward to the end of the movie and know that that is yours. And how you know that you're on that track is you see things and you're like, you might have a reaction to it, but you're just like, yeah, I know, but I still know how this movie's going to end. Do you see? So it doesn't matter what presents in front of you because I don't have to fix these feelings. I don't have to fix the belief. I don't have to fix my thoughts. I don't have to fix me at all. I just have to keep focused on that end scene. And the more that you keep choosing that and things pop up in your 3D, like your thoughts, your feelings, or you see something that you don't like, your reaction to those things is what matters. Meaning you can choose to indulge them and react to them and actually like try to fix it and try to better technique, and you're like, maybe I'm doing it wrong, maybe I need to read 30 more books, maybe I need to watch 50 more videos, maybe this coach sucks and I need to go to another coach. It has nothing to do with any channel, any book, any coach, nothing, no technique, nothing. It is just giving your constant attention to what is happening in front of you, including your thoughts and your feelings, you giving them so much importance and making them feel like, oh yeah, I need to fix those in order for me to get what I want. No, you don't, right? You become aware of your thoughts and feelings and they will show you what it is that you already are holding on to, an assumption that does not serve you anymore. It'll show you an assumption and then you right away get to choose if you let go of that assumption just by saying, I don't choose that anymore. Yeah, I see you, I don't choose you anymore. And you keep it moving. You keep selecting the end scene. Do you see? So that middle is the thing, that cool part that as manifestors, we get to fast forward. We don't have to sit and wait it out. We don't have to wonder if we get something or not. We don't have to wonder if this is fate, if this is meant to be, right? Now you're just like letting the movie play out on you without you controlling it. Remember, the fast forward button is you living in the end. You already seeing yourself happy and you're successful and you have what you want, and you know that all the stuff in the middle is just stuff that you're just watching and you're just fast forwarding through. You're like, yeah, oh yeah, that's that. Yeah, no, I don't, yeah, fast forward. Yeah, yeah, I don't like that scene, but it's there. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward to that scene. And fast forwarding means not reacting to what you think, not reacting to how you're feeling, not reacting to whatever it is. If you have an emotional reaction, just have it, but understand still, you're just like, yeah, I know, oh, I get it. This comes from that old assumption that I used to have of thinking that I couldn't get what I wanted. Okay, got it. I'm just going to go ahead. I don't have to fix it. I just don't choose it anymore. I'm just going to let it go. Do you see? And then you just keep it moving. But instead, what people, you think that if you feel something, you're just like, oh my God, you're in a panic and you feel awful and you start feeling knots in your stomach, and then you like get desperate and you go to look for a video to calm you down, look for a meditation to calm you down. And now you're giving that feeling and that reaction more importance than your end scene. Do you see? And then you get stuck in this movie that just seems like it never frickin' ends, because now you're trying to fix this. Feelings and thoughts don't have to get fixed. They just need to be acknowledged, and then you keep it moving, understanding that your feelings and thoughts always come from your assumptions, your belief systems. So you don't even have to manhandle your thoughts and feelings. You just go right to, you're like, you know what? This is just probably me thinking I don't get what I want. So I'm just going to keep it moving, because I know that's utter bullshit, because of course I get what I want. I'm God of my reality. There's no one else in my reality but me, and I'm in charge. So of course I get what I want. And you go to the end scene again. And then every time you go to the end scene, don't you feel good? Don't you feel good when you get up and walk out of that movie? Or you end the movie, or you finish the book, you're like, don't you feel good? Just like, yes, that is mine. Yeah. And you're just like, what thoughts, what feelings? I don't know where'd they go. I don't know. I don't care. Because now you're just thinking about your end scene. Now you're in that state, and you switch that fast. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys. Think about your favorite movie. And think about you fast forwarding to the end of your movie, and then that is you. That is your end scene, and everything in between just has to play out. And how long does it take? It depends on you being laser focused on that end scene. If you try to avoid your feelings and your thoughts, you're just going to make the movie longer. Okay, you're just going to make the movie last forever. It's going to be like longer than Gone with the Wind, or whatever long movie that you've seen. Okay, so notice when you're having thoughts and feelings, you're just like, of course, those thoughts and feelings belong to that old assumption of thinking that I'm not going to get what I want, or that I'm not good enough, or whatever dumb belief, right? So you're just like, you know what, I don't have time for you guys. I know you're there, but I don't choose you anymore. Clearly, I don't believe you anymore. So I'm going to keep it moving. And that's how you make it speed things up. But every time you try to fix your beliefs, fix your thoughts, fix your feelings, you try to fix the technique. You think that, oh, I got to get better at the technique. I got to get perfect at my imaginal scene. It has to be perfect. No, it doesn't. It does not. It could be simple as an affirmation. It could be a visual. It could be so many things. My brother just flew back from California this week, back to Chicago, and we had a really big snowstorm. And he texted me and he said, oh my God, he's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to come back because of the big snowstorm. And he said there's like thousands of people at the airport, and they're stranded, and their flights are delayed. And I said, you'll be fine. I said, you are going to be back home and safe in time for Christmas, no problems. And he said, well, pray for me. And I said, it's going to be your Christmas miracle. I said, you're just going to be home for time for Christmas, no problems. And of course, when he got home, he told me, he said, I don't know what happened. He said, but there were so many people at the airport, and I just kind of swam right past him. I got right on my flight easily with no waits, and I got home. And he said, he said he felt bad seeing all these thousands of people stranded. And he said, and I just got home like as if nothing were happening. And I said, of course you did. And because that was my affirmation. Do you see? And he even said it was my Christmas miracle. And I said, exactly. I didn't imagine, I didn't have a scene, but I affirmed that. So sometimes I affirm, sometimes I script, sometimes I imagine, and sometimes I don't do anything, because I'm more in the state of, I know that I get everything that I want. I know that everything works out for me. I expect to see everything working out for me. But these are assumptions that I choose to have every day, and you can too. All right, my loves, I know this video is helpful, and I hope you enjoy it. And thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing to my channel. And And thank you so much for supporting The Rosey Life. I love you guys. Bye.